Alright, welcome to round 3. We are on the play, and we have an interesting hand. I don't think it's a keep. It's like, sure, we have a 1-drop and we have a 2-mana cycler, but this can go wrong so easily. On the other hand, I really hate mulliganing on the play. In limited, it's often very, very similar to just losing. But yeah, I don't think we should try to keep that. I don't think we're going anywhere. Well, this one, on the other hand, is perfect. Alright. Oh my god, well... I mean, yeah. Had I known, I would have kept the first one. If I knew I would not see one land in the two other. This might just be game over. It's gonna be difficult, but maybe we can crawl back into this game. Blue-black cycling of some sort. Alcatra's Monument is actually pretty good at potentially grinding a blue-black deck. Pairs are pretty well within Alcatra's name, so I don't know. If they don't have cancel here, I'm feeling fine about that. They have 6. Okay, good. Well, yeah, who knows? They are not applying a ton of pressure right now. Pitiless Vizier. Alcatra the true. Well, that is kind of good. I mean, if there's a way to win a game after mulligan 5, it might just be by using a Alcatra and you know, her monument and getting a little bit lucky, right? Cycling something. River Serpent, most likely. A compelling argument, alright. Yes, my good lord, you can do that. Ooh, some more cycling. Are we dead? I'm kidding. That being said, they are applying enough pressure where I'm not sure that this is gonna be good enough to get us where we need to be. Time to reflect. It would be cool if I had a zombie. Alright. Well, now the question becomes, do we attack with Alcatra? And I believe kind of have to. Like, the thing is, if we just stand back, there's a pretty high chance they can just go remove the crop mate and then you can't block with Alcatra anymore. So I feel like I'm pretty much bound to try to apply pressure here. Also, since we have in Alcatra's name, there's a chance we can kind of, you know, one-shot them out of nowhere. The question here is, are we chumping the Vizier? Ooh, they are not attacking. I like to see that. If they are not attacking, I'm feeling pretty good about this game suddenly. I believe they should attack though in most cases. No? Okay, well, I'll take that. I'll take that. If they are feeling threatened here, you know, this is pretty good, I think. Well, of course, if they drop, you know, a Glyph Keeper or something along these lines, not so good, but wrapping on the Alcatra. Well, then you probably should have attacked, right? Hey, caramba, and we cannot even use the Alcatra's ability. Well, at least we have an indestructible blocker. And the Vizier is like not really killing us that fast. I don't know, I feel like if we draw a Swamp next turn, we actually have a decent shot at winning, because we'll continue to produce some creature, and then we can probably win with Alcatra's name, maybe. Also, getting a zombie is nice for time to reflect, potentially, though we don't currently need that. Again, the Vizier is like, it's gonna kill us at some point, but not really soon. If they just play a 3-4 Drake here, or a Glyph Keeper, obviously they have Glyph Keeper, the clocks becomes much more dangerous. Yeah, I think this, despite mulliganing to 5, I believe this is a game we win with just a black mana, because if we had played Lord last turn, we would have 2 more creature, and we would actually be killing them with Inaketra's name pretty soon, probably next turn. Oh well. What happens if I attack with everything? Nothing amazing, I believe. They probably don't even block with Glyphkeeper. Yeah, I don't know. I guess we should attack. Should we attack with warriors? Probably not. They might just take 3 here. But it's my hope. Because if they take 3... Thing is that warriors are not zombies, so I don't think we are killing them unless they make absolutely no block next turn. And even if they do make absolutely no block, they only take 11. Yeah, they would need to block absolutely nothing. And we are obviously not... Like, well, if they have 2 cycle cards here, we lose. So there is that too. But I think a black last turn would have been good enough to win. Alright, you got me. This feels like a decent matchup for us, though. We probably just need to draw... You know, not mulligan and draw a couple lands. This is a matchup where I'd rather have Forsake the Worldly than Wasteland Scorpion, because I could really imagine them having Faith of the Devoted or Drake Haven. And Wasteland Scorpion, if they mostly have Flyer, is not so good. It's not a very good aggressive creature. Yeah, might want some more 2-drop though. Tricks. Not the biggest fan of stamina against blue-black deck, where we should probably not make a ton of trades. Against which, I guess I should rather say. We will probably not make many trades. Yeah, I think this matchup is looking good. Like, we almost won after mulliganing to 5. I mean, by almost I mean if we had drawn a swamp. But I think Swamp might just have been good enough. Well, we can keep that. Lovely. Question is, do we cycle Shepherd on turn 1? And I believe we do, as we don't have a ton of lands, and hitting a 2-drop would be really good. Now, do we cycle Forsake the Worldly? Maybe, well, maybe that was a little bit greedy. And the fact that we had 3 lands on the top of the library is kind of bad, but I mean, not a ton I can do. If we just go game 1 screwed into game 2 flawed, not gonna be super fun. And if they go Drake Haven here, I might just regret this. Yeah, it might be a bit stupid to put some some artifact hate and then enchantment 8 and then discard it. So my plan here is to go Aketra. I'm pretty happy to drop that while they cannot be holding Essence Scatter or any counter. And next turn I can go Lord plus Cartouche, and I end up with enough creature to attack with Aketra. And I'm in a pretty good shape to raise those Viziers. Hopefully they just tap out for something like Pitiless Vizier and we can Cartouche safely. Otherwise I might change my plan. But my plan involves a Pitiless Vizier or some type of 4-drop right here, which it looks like they are willing to cast. Do we put the cartouche on Aketra or on Lord of the Icarus? We could also make a token with Aketra and cartouche it. Jeez, we are kind of flooding here. At least we can make some 1/1s. Cartouche on Aketra is kind of cool because it's a 2-turn clock. Now it's the biggest threat we have. Whatever. I think I'm willing to do that. And I'm probably just gonna make a soldier. We'll have trouble bidding a final reward anyway because the Vizier are probably gonna kill us before we can kill them. And here we have a much better clock if they don't have the removal. Oh, no attack with Vizier. I love that. I love that. I like the sound of that. Pitiless Vizier. Trial of Ambition. Yeah. Sack a creature. So they most likely have a 1-mana cycler. So they can eat the Red Crop Spearmaster with Pitiless Vizier. They cannot do a ton about Aketra. Don't think we are sending that into death into the Vizier. Now if we attack with Aketra and they have a cycler, they can just block with Vizier and cycle. And I guess if they're eating my Spearmaster with Vizier, it means they are chumping Aketra with something. And maybe they have no cyclers. It's unlikely, but if they cycle Compelling Argument, which is the most likely scenario, and they go eat my Spearmaster, chump, so we end up trading Spearmaster for... Yeah, I think it's fine actually. Especially since I need to exert, so this will be this will not untap anyways, so sure, yeah. And again, we'll make a Soldier here instead of using Lord. Lord doesn't do a whole lot on this board. And next turn we can go Lord plus make a Soldier, which is more mana efficient. We cannot go Lord. We cannot make 2 Soldiers next turn, basically. Yeah, as expected. Fine. Well, it's pretty much them drawing final reward or not. But I don't think there is an alternative. Way for them to win this game. Glyphkeeper is good, but I don't feel like it's gonna be good enough here. Maybe. And at some point we can also start attacking with Soldiers, so there is that too. Doomed Dissenter. Yeah, so they're probably blocking here and cycling. And they might get to race us if they have enough cyclers in a row. I think once you start cycling a lot, you might just end up flooding a little bit. And since they have a ton of other creatures, it's not like they can afford to attack that freely with the rest of the team, so I don't know. I could see them racing here, but it doesn't seem super likely. However, we are definitely called to final reward, but don't think there's a ton we can do about that. Sure. That is pretty good too. Baleful Amonkhet. So let's imagine we attack with everything. They most likely block the Aketra with Shadowstorm Vizier. Eat the Lord with Pitiless Vizier. Jeez, they have a bunch of Viziers. A cycle. Take 4. Down to 4. We lose the Lord. I think I'm fine with that. And maybe they are just out of cyclers too. It doesn't seem likely, but I'm willing to just sack the Lord to get 4 damage in. They can eat a warrior, but if they do, they take 5. They are probably better off eating a warrior than blocking a Ketra. Then we are dropping Amit, probably putting a counter on itself. And making one more 1/1. The thing is, if we wait too much, I mean, if we don't attack here, then they get to put us down to 6 with Glyphkeeper. Then they probably, if they just play another blocker, they have enough to not die. And then they can just barely race us. I think we need to get the 4 damage in right here, even though it means sacking a creature. Yep. Yep. The expected blocks. Because next turn we'll have 7 attackers, sorry, so they will need 3 blockers most likely. I mean, if they have 3 blockers, they die actually, so they will need 4 blockers. So they might not even get to attack with Glyphkeeper anymore. Shimmer Skill Drake, yep. If you attack, I believe you lose, which is good for us. And then if they stop attacking, we can just generate some soldiers. And we end up winning too. Do we attack with everything here? What happens? They have a Cycler in hand, they eat the Amit, they block a Ketra with Shadowstorm Vizier, and they 2 Soldier, take 3 down to 1. So they get to eat everything pretty much. It doesn't sound great. However, well, if we don't gain 3 life from the Amit, they have 9 power of flying, plus if they have 2 cycler, they kill us next turn, and they seem to have a lot of flyers. So I kinda like attacking here. Now, it means we are losing, what, 4 creatures? No, they must block a Ketra, so we are losing 3 creatures. They are keeping everything. They go down to 1. And then at the end of next turn we'll have 2 more creatures, so we'll be at 6 creature. So they need 2 more blocker. Yeah, I think this is safer. Attacking with everything here, it means we don't die to them cycling twice next turn. I think it's important. If I'm attacking with Amit, I might as well attack with everything. Because yeah, them having 2 cycling cards next turn is not really unlikely. Or I guess Face of the Devoted plus 1 cycler would be good enough too. Yeah. Yeah. And they are down to 1, and now they need 2 blocker / gaining life, or they die. Or 1 blocker, 1 removal. They're in a lot of trouble, and we are way less likely gonna just be one-shotted by a bunch of cycling than if we had the not attack with the Amit. So this attack not just good enough to kill them, but I think necessary so we don't die here. And if they ever draw something like Cartouche of Ambition, +1/+1 lifelink, we probably cannot win. But I don't think we were beating that anyway. So there is that. Unless they misplay and try to put it on the Glyph Keeper, which I've seen people doing. Yes, okay, seems like a fairly desperate move. They need like 4 more cyclers to kill us, I believe. Which is, in theory, doable, but seems extremely unlikely. Wandering Death, cycling, okay, sure. Well, if they cycle 3 more times, I'm gonna be mad. Oh my god, are they doing it, really? Well, at least I'm happy I made the attack last turn. This was definitely right play because they are cycling pretty deep here. Well, 2 more cyclers and you win, I guess. But again, this seems fairly unlikely that you don't hit at least 1 or 2 land after just drawing one card 3 times in a row. I mean, this is probably their only out, so I understand why they are doing it, but yeah, I think by making this attack with Amit last turn, we put ourselves in a spot where they needed incredible luck to basically win. Okay, yeah, we still haven't seen any artifact or enchantment, but they have, no, I lied actually, they have the wrapping, so we are definitely keeping that in. And again, the card I cut I don't think are especially good here. Could use Mighty Leap as an answer to the stupid flyers. Impeccable Timing doesn't really deal with the Viziers. Like, using Mighty Leap defensively is just awful because they will often have open mana and you get... yeah, it can get wrong pretty quickly. Can go wrong pretty quickly, I should rather say. Ooh, some more 1-landers for us. Yeah, I know we have a 1-drop, but this is not keepable. Top or bottom? Like, I think I'd rather draw creatures, actually. In the House of Alcatraz Monument, not thrilled by the cartouche. I kinda like that. Them cycling turn 1 means that they might be a little bit short on business. Nope. The Vizier, as usual. Well, we can have a cool curve of turn 3 monument into turn 4 double 3-drop. And again, this is not like, it's eventually gonna kill us, but this is not the fastest clock or the most threatening card ever. Final reward is good, and here, well, hopefully they kept up an Essence Scatter and got blown back by my non-creature spell. I'm mostly worried about the stupid Sphinx, but I don't believe there's a ton we can do about that. Alright. Counters are pretty weak against Embalm and Monument, Alcatraz Monument in general. So best case scenario, next turn we draw Ketra and we can go those who serve Ketra and, you know, live the dream. I think they have a counter here. They might want to just keep it for a Ketra though, because they have a hard time beating that. Or just, you know, hard casting Illumination. Yeah, that could be something too. Well, no Sphinx yet, which is nice. Trespasser's Curse, the sideboard. That, I mean, I'm kind of laughing here, but that's actually pretty good and annoying. I hope they just stand back and try to block and... Ooh, that's lovely. I was gonna final reward, but this is so much better. I know if I play Final Reward now, it plays better on them having a Sphinx. I'm gonna play around the 1-mana counter. I mean the sensor, because why not? I can do that. Oh, they do have a counter spell, yeah. And they were forced to use it here, pretty much. Looks like. Okay, cool. However, Glyphkeeper is not really too annoying here. It's pretty bad at blocking 3-power creatures. And we drew removal. You are getting nuked. Cool. Well, the pressure is there. That was a potent mulligan, but Oketra's Monument is a sick card. Like, it was basically free this game because it cost 3, but we got 3 mana back from it by casting 3 white creatures, and we got 3 warrior for free, basically. I mean, this card and going white is especially good against their deck, which is not always the case. You know, not in all matchup, but this is nice. You need to block her here. Yeah. Looks like Desperation. Looks a lot like Desperation cycling. Woo, we got there, despite having some pretty bad mulligan. The opponent deck was pretty weak to Oketra's Monument, I guess, and Oketra. Cool. And it's kind of nice because this deck, I think, was a good showcase of Oketra and go white decks in general. So, you know, we draft a deck with a theme in mind, and, you know, we got to play games where this worked out, so that's nice. Definitely a cool draft, even though the first few matches were a little bit weird to some extent, but I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for watching, and see you guys for another draft.